Hello and welcome to Board Game Bonkers. I'm Jay Sears and today we're going to take a look at 12 what's in the box best board games for those holiday seasons, presents, Christmas time as it's on its way. So this is a great time to look at different board games that will be relevant for your friends, family, co-workers, whoever it might be. Before we get into that though, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, because did you know that 90% of you that view these videos are not subscribed? Why not? It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and you guarantee the video every single Saturday where we look at 12 different board games today, but other videos might look at 10 different board games, top 6 board games. We've got the better than videos, we look at 10 different board games better than classics, and we've got a current show with Sarah Shah from Board Games in a Minute where we discuss 3 different board game hot topics. But enough of that, let's move that to the side and let's get to our list. And in no particular order, but like I said, we put this in different categories. We've tried to find a game that's suitable for everyone except solo gamers, because I haven't got any solo games on this list, although some of these games do play solo. So we have technically covered everyone. So starting with our first one in no particular order, we're going to look at this first category of on a budget. Games where they're affordable, perhaps less than £15/dollars, whichever currency you are using. And my pick for this is Mintworks. Why have I picked Mintworks? Well, first of all, I like the fact that this is a really compact, tight, small game. You can use it as a stocking filler as well, but also love the fact that you can place this in your pocket. You can take it to different places, perhaps you're in the pub, the coffee shop, perhaps you're on the train. I've played this in various different places. And what's great about this is you've got these small little cards. It's a worker placement. You have these mints that do your workers, and you place them out on these worker placement spots, and you're trying to get buildings and building your neighborhood. Gather these plans, and then you'll be trying to get, I think it's 5 stars, which will trigger the end of the game. Now, it does have a solo variant, but that's pretty naff, so I wouldn't really play that. And I do enjoy this where the 3 or 4 players, I think the 3 is a sweet spot. I think it's the spaces are tight enough, and with the different games, you can actually change a couple of the cards. So it gives a bit of variety when you're playing this a few different times. But I love the fact that it has a little bit of a crunch, but it's quite light at the same time. But such a small, tiny game. It's very compact indeed. So that's my pick for a game on a budget. You usually pick this up for about £12, which is a great bargain. I do enjoy this. I play it with the kids. They enjoy it, and I like the fact that you can get younger kids involved in this because it's very simple in worker placement. But also, if you want a game, it's great for traveling. It fits that as well. So really, it fits a lot of different categories. Let's move in to my next category though. And this one, we're going to look at first-time games. So if you're a first-time gamer, perhaps you're trying to find a present for a first-time gamer. That can be quite tricky, and you've got quite a good wide choice. So I'm going to pick In the Footsteps of Darwin. And the reason why is because it's very straightforward, and you can actually get younger kids involved in that. And essentially, you're Darwin, and you're creating, well, a journal, if you like. So you're just collecting these different types of insects, etc., and what you've found in your journey. And you're just collecting them. It's a very simple kind of tile placement game as you move the tiles into the different slots, and a little bit of set collection. So it's very straightforward and streamlined, and that's what I like about it. Is that you don't really need some experience to play this game. Anyone can play it. It's really straightforward. And it might be of interest in terms of the theme as well, because Darwin's quite well known. So if you know any family members that like that kind of theme, I think they like this game because it's simple to get into. The rulebook's really easy and clear. It doesn't take long to read, and it's really easy to grasp the rules. I don't want to go into explain everything how it plays, but I like the simplicity of the tiles, where they're placed. What options have we got? It's very simple options. Usually we've got a couple of options. So it's very streamlined in that way, and I haven't tried to over convolute anything at all. So I like that. That is definitely aimed towards first-time gamers who have absolutely no experience of games. It's definitely one I would definitely recommend checking out. So let's move in to our next category, and this is party games. And we all like a bit of a party now and again, or perhaps not for some, but sometimes you're trying to find that game where you don't want to really be thinking, you really just want to have a bit of a giggle, and for me that's Telestrations. Now I've played this so many times with different types of parties, different types of events. And every time I bring this game out, for non-gamers in particular, they've had a blast. This is such an easy game where each person just has a pad, and all you're doing is you're choosing a word. You'll then be flicking it over. The person then has to draw something relating to that word. They then pass it to the next person. They then have to write what they think that picture is and so forth. And by the end of it, you're then revealing these pads page by page. And some of the stuff that people come out is absolutely crazy. And it never ends up what the original word is. So it might be banana. And then you end up with something completely crazy. This is so much fun. I really do enjoy it, and I highly recommend that perhaps you want to take it into work. I think this is great for colleagues to get to know each other, have a bit of a giggle and a laugh. So you can really literally take this anywhere. And it definitely plays best with 8 players. You can get 8 because it plays up to 8, but 6 is perfectly fine. I wouldn't really recommend less than that. I think 6 to 8 is the optimal kind of nice little sweet spot there. But definitely want to highly recommend. No experience needed. Bunch of laughs. Easy to play and understand. You don't need to be able to be a gamer to play this. Such great fun. Highly recommend. Illustrations. Let's move in to our next category. And I was thinking about, do I put this in first time gamers? Because it could have slotted into there, but instead I'm going to put it into the essential collection because I think every household should have this. Now, I'm not a fan of puzzle, but this is a puzzle game, and it is Project L. What kind of puzzle? Yeah, we'll call it a puzzle game as such. Now, what you're doing is you've got these puzzle tiles, and you'll be collecting pieces, and you'll be fulfilling those puzzles. It's as simple as that. But you can also upgrade your pieces as well, and you're trying to fulfill them to earn points. And essentially, that's what you're doing. But what I love about this is just how streamlined it is, and it almost feels not quite Tetrisy, but it kind of has that sense. The pieces are lovely. I like the way it looks. It's so straightforward. The options are simple. Do I upgrade a piece? Do I take another puzzle piece? I can take an action where I can place a piece in every single puzzle tile. Do I do that? But I need all the pieces. When you complete a puzzle, you get all your pieces back, plus it gives you another piece in addition to what you've got, so I like that. Now, there's different expansions you get. I've got the Master Box. For someone who doesn't like any type of tiling games or polynomial games, this is technically a polynomial game, I really love this game. I think this is fantastic. It's great for the family. Anyone can play this. It's so much fun. And what's great about this, for non-gamers, when they find a game, I think this is a great choice as well. And sometimes it's great where you just want to bring out a simple game. Perhaps you've had a tea party, perhaps you've had a meal, and you just want something simple, isn't too thinky. I think this is a great choice. Fantastic game. Good production quality as well. Highly recommend that this is in your collection. And even if you don't like puzzles or polynomial games or tiling games, I think this one is something that hits a sweet spot. So let's move in to our next category then, which I've forgotten. This is for the family. So what kind of game do we pick for the family? I could have picked any type of game. And I've already mentioned some of these games you can play with the family. See how great I've done this list. So this one I think is super fun. And the reason why I've got this in the families category is because everyone's going to have a blast. This, literally, you will have a blast. This is RoboQuest Arena. And this is so much fun. I remember when I first played this at UK Games Expo. The miniatures are cool, the little robot pieces. You've got cards, you'll be playing a card, they'll let you move. Maybe a card lets you shoot. Perhaps a little card lets you do something else. And then you can upgrade these cards at Marketplace, get more powerful guns, bigger movements. And what you're trying to do is obviously knock your opponent out of the arena to get points, and trying to drain their health as well. So each person's got a health meter, and then you're trying to get to the center as well, which everyone wants to get to maximize points you're getting. So I really like this, that encourages combat, but fun combat. It's just crazy. You're just all in this arena fighting. And I think this is brilliant. With 4 players, it's absolutely fantastic. And kids love it because it's just bonkers. It's just crazy. Play a card, shoot, move, shoot. And it's just crazy. But sometimes you have to really think about your moves. There's a little bit of tactics in there. Not a huge amount of strategy. It's more tactics where you're thinking about, like, if I move here, they might move there. So maybe I want to go there because I want to go to the marketplace. I want to go to this spot. There's certain tiles in the game that'll be placed on the game board where you'll be able to go and they'll do and interact and do different things. So you're kind of thinking about that as well. But it's really straightforward as well. Do I want to just blow the hell out of them and play this gun? Or do I want to just move away over here? Perhaps I need to get closer to someone because I want to shoot them. But I really like this. I think this is fantastic. I think it's a great type of game for the family because it's a blast for everyone. So let's move in to our next category, and this is for the younger gamer. Now, I've already mentioned some games that would be suitable for younger kids, but I think this one is in particular really good and definitely aimed towards, I suppose, older kids more than younger kids. Perhaps. This is Chronicles of Evil. Now, we've got the expansion to this as well, and I've been playing this, and just give you an idea, a child 8 years old and a child that's 12 years old, and they both get it, they both understand it. And believe you me, my son who is 8 isn't a huge gamer, and trying to get involved in any games apart from throw avocado is quite difficult, but he actually engages with this one. So simple, what you're doing is you're going to be fighting against this monster, and what you're going to try and do is you're going to be revealing tiles as you go through into this world, and it's kind of the same world every time. But the trick is you've got certain action points. You have 2 movement, for example. If you carry an action on the tile, that's an action point. So you have 2 action points. So it's really tricky and tight and trying to figure out the best way of doing things. You'll be setting traps for this monster that'll be coming towards your castle. You've got these other monsters that'll be coming towards you. So you have to try and defeat them. But they give you rewards as well. So you're trying to weigh that up. You're trying to upgrade your equipment. And what's great is you've got this player board and you've got different types of equipment, which will be drawn from the bag. And that's fun. Kids love it. Just, oh, what am I going to pull out? Oh, I've got a sword. Great. Oh, I've got this. What's this? This is kind of some mystery powder I've got. Oh, I can use this lotion for something. I really like that. It's got that kind of fantasy feel to it, but I also like to have this streamlined it so much in the rules. I move, I interact with the tile, I do what it says in the tile. Perhaps I go into this place that's got gambling and I'm taking a risk. Yeah, but it's fun because you're just rolling some dice and hoping you get what you get. Or perhaps I need a trap because we need to stop the monsters. We need to set those traps. I need to upgrade, so I'm going to start fighting this monster so I can upgrade. But when the big monster comes out, that's when things get tough. And this, I find, the game is extremely tough indeed. You haven't figured it already? It's a cooperative game. And what is tough about this is when that monster comes out, you've got a dial that gives you its health, and it is damn right difficult to win. We're still in the easiest level, and I keep thinking to myself, are we actually playing this game right? Because we cannot win or defeat this. Perhaps we are playing it wrong. But do you know what it does? It makes us want to come back. So my kids go away and they go, do you know what, Dad? I think we should try this next time, that next time. And they just love it. They just want to keep playing it, even though they keep getting chewed to pieces by this monster. But it's just fun. So I think this is a great choice for younger gamers, and that could range between 8 to 12 years old. I think they enjoy this. And even slightly older kids, I think they'll enjoy this as well. It's really good fun. I'm enjoying playing this with my kids, and I think you will as well. So let's move in to our next category, and we're going to look at the experienced gamer, the heavy games. And I was thinking, which game do I pick? Because I could have picked literally hundreds of different games. And I was thinking about, right, do I put the escape plan? Because that's my first choice. I put the escape plan because the escape plan is great. You can figure out how do you escape. And do I put Brass Birmingham? So I kind of felt, do you know what? I'm going to put Brass Birmingham. The reason why I'm putting Brass Birmingham is because for me, I think this is probably the best designed board game ever made. But it's not a board game I own. It's not a board game I enjoy that much. You're probably thinking, well, why are you putting your list, Jay? That's bloody ridiculous. Because it's a brilliantly designed game by Martin Wallace. And I think what's done great about this is it works brilliantly well with 4 players, perfect with 4 players, was pretty good with 3, not great with 2, unfortunately. There's a few little flaws with it. But I think this works great because you're building these kind of networks, your rails, and then you're trying to transport goods, etc. It's got a little bit of card play in it. But what I like about it is how streamlined the rules are. And although there's a little bit of complexity and heaviness and crunchiness with this game, I like the choices and decisions. Do I kind of start working towards that city, or do I work towards that city? But I also need to get the outlet to the shore, or the shore, not quite the sea, but I need to get to here to be able to transport the goods, to be able to then get the points. So what's the best way of doing that? but I also need other resources as well. It's going to help me. There's a wild resource. So I like that kind of tug and pull and the feel in this game, but also the tightness, because every decision feels really important. If I don't make the right decision, I'm going to get punished. And it is a bit punishing. But there's also a dark theme as well here. So it's not a light, fluffy theme. This is a dark, industrial era. Now, the board is dark, but it gives you that sense and thematic feel when I'm building these rails and transporting these goods. I'm trying to find the maximum ways of getting points. There's a lot more to the game than that, clearly, but I'm just giving you a very brief, shiny overview of what the game might feel like. But I think this is a good, solid game for heavy gamers. That's one of those games where you've just got to experience it because you'll see how well designed this game is. And that's my choice for that experienced gamer. So let's move into my next one. This is Epic Games. So which epic game did I pick? And I had to think, well, what is epic? Is that going on an adventure? Or is that going in for a fight? And there are two different ways to look at that. So I felt, let's look at going into battle. And I had to pick Blood Rage. And the reason why I picked Blood Rage is because this has an epic feel of constant battles. And I like the fact that it doesn't have bloody dice chucking, and it has card combat. And I really like that. But it also has deterministic combat as well, because you'll be taking some of your Vikings onto the board, trying to gain territory and trying to increase your stats. You have a board and it has 3 different stats. You'll be trying to increase them by gaining the majority in the territory in that area, and then you'll be pillaging it. And then you'll be going to combat with someone else, but you'll be looking at what strength, because each of your figures has different strength types, and then you'll be comparing that against your opponent, and then you'll be playing a combat card on top of that. So I really do love that, and it's just some crazy fights to go on. And sometimes we're just all crammed into Valhalla in the middle because you get 3 different stat upgrades, and we're just crazy into this fight of combat, and it's just carnage, and the amount of death that happens is just crazy. But it's fun, it's enjoyable, and I love the drafts in this game, because at the start of each era, there's 3 of them. You will be drafting, and that is the hardest, toughest point of this game. Which card do I take? I only get 1, but I really want 2. And then you have to pass into the next player. I really like that drafting, because you can get some great choices and what cards you want, and then you can try and figure out what strategy and tactics you're going to use. I really like this game. I think this has an epic feel and a sense of just complete carnage, and I think that's fun. I've got this with the miniatures painted. It looks lovely and gorgeous. We played this, I think we're on our 12th game in a row now, and we just keep coming back to it and introducing all the expansions. And the expansions, for me, I think make the game better. So I definitely recommend this with the expansions, and it gives that nice bit of epic feel to it. Not the epic sense of I'm going on an adventure, but I'm going into crazy combat after carnage. So let's move into our next one, and this is from a big game to small games. So what is the best small game? Well, there isn't a best. Now I could have picked Mintworks, because that's a small game. Look how kind I am to you. You're going to get 2 small games. But this one I picked because it's a card game, and we haven't got a card game in the list, and this is Death Valley. It's a small little wallet game. You've got different cards. You'll be taking cards and placing them into one of the 2 rows that you've got in front of you. The trick is, if you go bust by having 3 of the same symbol that you've already got in one of your rows, then you go bust and you lose the cards in the top row. You're trying to move cards from your top row into your bottom row, because what will happen is, if you move into your bottom row, which is your journal, you will gain points, but cards in the top row will earn you the abilities. So you're trying to work out which cards do I move down, which cards do I keep at the top, what abilities do I want. And certain cards will give you different points depending on where you place those cards. For example, it might be you place a card next to a moon and a sun, therefore you get double points, etc. So there's different ways you can score. And I love how small this game is. It's compact, it's a wallet game, but how much crunchiness it's got in it for such a basic card game, because it's got that push your luck in it. How many cards do I keep drawing? Because if I keep drawing and go bust, I'm going to lose my cards. When do I move the cards down to the next row? When do I keep the cards there? Where do I move my cards? Do I place the card at the bottom here? Do I maybe keep it in the top row? So there's a few different tough choices, and I like that. But it's also quite pleasant as well, and it's great that you can take it anywhere. Such a small game, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So our next one is two-player games. So what is the best two-player game? I have to say it has to be Seven Wonders Duel, because Seven Wonders Duel is probably the best two-player game ever made. Now, for the fans who like Seven Wonders, for me this has a completely different feel to it, and I think it plays completely differently. So you have pyramid of cards, and you'll be taking a card essentially, and then you'll be trying to build your wonders, but you have to destroy a card in order to build the wonder. You can also destroy a card that you don't want to have some coins that you might need. And then you've got symbols in the cards, and then you'll be matching some of those symbols. And there's 3 different ways you can win. You can win by military as a military track, and you can get to the end of the military track. Or you can win by the science symbols by having, I think it's 5 or 6 of the different science symbols. And then, or you can win by points. So there's 3 different ways, and I like that. And I love the pyramid system because some of the cards are revealed, some of them not revealed, and the pyramid changes over 3 different eras. I really like that. And when you build the Seven Wonders, it gives you a bonus as well. So you've got some really good, interesting choices for this game. Now, I'm not a huge fan of card games as such, but this I just think is amazing and works really well. Now, I actually got this game for a couple that were non-gamers, and this is the first game I played them. Now, it was a bit tough for them to get into it and understand the rules, and actually needed someone to come over and show them how to play. But once they got into it, they actually loved this. They really do enjoy it. And everyone who has played this game has really enjoyed it that I know of. So it's one of those really well streamlined, thought of games. And I highly recommend this. Is without a doubt for me the best two-player game ever made, Seven Wonders Duel. So last but not least, we're going to talk about accessories, because sometimes you just want to buy someone an accessory. They've got all the games in the world. What do I get them for, as a present? Well, sometimes it's good to get an accessory. And I think one essential accessory that everyone should have, and if I haven't got them, I highly suggest you get someone these token holders or token trays. Because how many times you bring out a board game and you've got hundreds of different bloody resources and tokens, you need those token holders or token trays to place them into, and they are so much useful. That doesn't sound right. They are useful, and for me they're an essential part of your board game collection, because you'll need them for every single game. Now, I've got one that's very compact and it slides out and they pile into each other. I've got it made for me on Facebook from somebody who was selling them and making them. And for me, they're just perfect. I absolutely love them. I've tried different types of ones. The ones I got from this guy who makes them, they're just amazing. Absolutely love them. And I'd highly recommend you thinking about getting some token holder trays. You can get so many different types. And that now brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this. 12 different games, 12 different, 11 games and 1 resource accessory. 12 different open the box type of gifts. There we go. You got it, Jay. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and please do consider subscribing to the channel, especially the 90% of you who keep skipping the videos or whizzing past them without actually subscribing or flicking through them because I can't be bothered to watch the whole video from start to finish, and I just want to see what's in number 1, what's in number 12, what's in number 10. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Please do hit that subscribe button, and please give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. And it'd be interesting to hear from you if you agree with this list. Perhaps you've got your own choice. Perhaps you would pick something completely different. I'm sure we'll all have our own list, but I try and create lists that are a little bit different than what has already been done, because it gets downright boring and I watch a lot of content myself. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And until next time, my name's Jay Sears. Take care and enjoy your Christmas.
This is Bonkers.